What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Alpha Skies, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a couple of legendary weapons that I personally feel are amazing in PvE right now after the mid-season update that you should be keeping your eyes for or dusting off and pulling them out of the vault. Little disclaimer, we're not going to be covering exotic weapons in this video or raid weapons that you can farm right now, as this video is intended to be more for either fresher players or players that don't have the access to do a lot of raids or anything like that because they don't have the time. These are just good, generic, easy weapons to go and get your hands on. But before we get into that, there are two things that I want to go ahead and address real quickly. The first one being that I want to apologize for the lack of uploads. We recently introduced another little light into my family, so I've actually found myself a lot busier than normal, and I do apologize for that, but do look out for more uploads more often from this point forward. And then the other being that while I was away, I actually managed to hit over 900 subscribers, which is extremely close to my goal of 1,000. So if you guys do enjoy this kind of video and you want to see more videos like this in the future and more content like this in the future, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as I'll be sure to give you guys the content you're looking for, and it's going to help me out by helping me reach my goal as well. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump straight into it by taking a look at one of my personal favorite weapons in the entire game, and that being the AUGMA PR6 Pulse Rifle. This Pulse Rifle was absolutely built for PvP, and Banshee actually has a decent one right now. And taking a look at the perks that this thing has, it's absolutely no joke what this thing has to offer, with things like stats for all, adaptive munitions, and even demolitionist in the third slot. And then looking over in the fourth slot, seeing some, again, other amazing perks like Disruption Break, Dragonfly, One for All, Adrenaline Junkie, and Wellspring. In my personal opinion, the two absolute best roles that you want to keep your eyes out for is either going to be Demolitionist with Wellspring, as that's going to help increase your grenade energy and all of your other ability energy that much more whenever you're getting kills, or pairing Demolitionist with Adrenaline Junkie whenever you have a more grenade-based build, so that you're going to get an absolute insane damage buff to your pulse rifle after getting a kill with your grenade. Now let's go ahead and take a look at an auto rifle. This one is known as the Kite. This being another weapon, again, that's just going to do phenomenal in terms of slaying out for PvE because of the perks that it has available to it. In the third column, you have things like Overflow, Stats for All, or Subsistence, and then pairing those with some of the more powerful perks in the fourth column like Headstone and One for All is really going to help you get the most out of this auto rifle and really clear those ads out. Personally, I have my hands on a Subsistence One for All one, and that is my favorite, but I think if you're running a stasis build, Headstone is absolutely not something that you want to look over, as this could be something that comps and works with your build extremely well. Now taking a look at another pulse rifle here that is phenomenal, this one is going to be dropping from Dares of Eternity, being the BXR55. I mean, looking at its perk pool, you see it straight away. Demolitionist, Incandescence. Absolutely phenomenal combination to go together. This thing is going to absolutely shred ads in PvE currently. Demolitionist, again, phenomenal for grenade-based builds, and Incandescence is just a really, really strong perk all around. If you want to, you can opt for something like Outlaw Kill Clip, but again, my personal opinion, Demolitionist, Incandescence all the way. Taking a look at an auto rifle that you can go get from a dungeon, this one is going to be the Last Breath. This is a kinetic auto rifle that you can farm from Prophecy, and again, this weapon is no joke. Looking at its perk pool, once again, we see some amazing combinations here, like Demolitionist and Frenzy, or Subsistence paired with One for All. Some absolutely phenomenal perks that you can combine here. You could even use Demolitionist and pair that with Osmosis, and use this weapon along with some kind of solar build or something like that to break solar shields in an activity while you run a different type of special, so that you don't have to use something specifically just to break shields. But in my personal opinion, I would opt for a Demolitionist Frenzy, but of course, and just like with every single weapon that we're going to be going over here, use whatever you're going to enjoy the most. Now this next one we're going to look at is a kinetic pulse rifle that came out of absolutely nowhere and ended up becoming what I personally feel is going to be one of the best weapons in the entire game for PvE, that being Battle Scar. Now this one isn't going to be quite as easy to farm, as it is going to be entirely luck based, with it not only being a random drop, but you're going to need a very specific perk combination with this to really get the most out of it. And that combination being Shoot to Loot with Kinetic Tremors. Kinetic Tremors is a new perk that is recently released this season, and is a phenomenal perk at that. And what this perk does is that after scoring multiple hits against a single target, it's going to emit 3 damage shockwaves from its location at the time of the perk's activation, and it's just going to do a large AoE radius of damage to all of the nearby ads to the one that you've been shooting. And we're going to be pairing that with Shoot to Loot. Shoot to Loot is already a really good perk, however, it's going to be phenomenal whenever Shoot to Loot actually gets its update in the future, where Shoot to Loot is also not only going to pick up ammo and refill your weapons from their reserves, but it's going to pick up orbs as well, and Kinetic Tremors is going to be able to proc that. So in terms of in-game or more difficult content, this pulse, if I can get my hands on it, is going to be an absolute must-have. Now let's go ahead and take a look at two more weapons that are going to be a bit easier to get. The first one being the craftable auto rifle, the Lament AR2. This auto rifle is literally accessible by everybody as you simply get it from a quest at the Enclave. And taking a look at its perk pool in specific, if you want, you can go for stats for all in the third column. Personally, I'm more of an ambitious assassin kind of guy. And then looking in the fourth column, it's absolutely no surprise that personally I like to pair this with Incandescence, as Incandescence again is just absolutely phenomenal. And the last weapon that we're going to be covering in this video is going to be the Void Pulse Rifle, the Velis X. This is the weapon that you've been seeing background footage of and has been one of my personal favorites to run right now, as it is a static roll because it was a ritual weapon from a previous season. I love to run Repulsor Brace with Golden Tricorn whenever I'm running my Void Grenade builds. This Pulse Rifle paired with Grenade builds is absolutely phenomenal as it rolls again with Repulsor Brace and Golden Tricorn. Repulsor Brace being that whenever you kill an enemy that is Void debuffed, you're going to get an Overshield, which is going to increase your survivability by a lot. And then pairing that with Golden Tricorn, final blows with your grenade with this is going to give it a damage buff of 50% for 10 seconds. And if you don't get kills with your grenade, it's okay because Gold Tricorn will still give you a 15% boost for 7 seconds on weapon kill. So Velis X not only gives you one of the best survivability perks in the game for Void class, but it also gives you one of the best damage perks in the game for any form of grenade builds whatsoever. But with all of that out of the way, let me know in the comment sections down below what weapons you guys have been enjoying the most since the mid-season update. And if you enjoy this video and you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. My name is Alpha Skies, and I will catch you guys in the next video.